welcome to the Flannel podcast, where we take a deep dive into the music that defined a generation. From the fading echoes of glam metal to the rise of raw and gritty grunge.
Whether you rocked out in high school back then, or you're just curious about this legendary era, join us as we explore the music that made us, and maybe still does.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Flannel Tribe podcast with your host, me and him.
And him and me.
And us. It's they and them.
Welcome back. The second episode of the year.
First one of the year, though, that we're recording, but shh, don't let anybody know. That's how we record.
Right. Well, you know.
It's the way it is in showbiz.
You got to allow for mistakes and fuck-ups and editing and all that shit.
No,
so,
of course.
Here we are. I'm your host, Jay. And he's your co-host.
I'm the janitor, Tom.
Tom
I clean
O'Neill.
up all the shit. And people are going to start calling me O'Neill. Yeah, hey, well, yo, what's up, O'Neill?
I don't actually know. What's that hat represent? Who's O'Neill?
I don't know. Something in skatewear? I don't know.
Big skater?
No. Skater boy. See you later, boy.
Did you check out my new neon sign?
I guess.
It's not. Check this out.
See mine?
Still ugly. You ready? Hold on. Put your sunglasses
There you
on.
are. Now see mine?
Here.
For the visually impaired, Jay has a neon light behind him with the Flannel Tribe podcast logo on it. And he turns it on, and it fucking lights on fire.
It's bright. It's bright.
So go to the YouTube channel, our Flannel Tribe podcast YouTube channel.
Right, and
if you
see
want
this
to see
thing.
that visual.
See this thing in action. Have it fuck up your TV.
The picture goes, you got to hit the side of the TV and fucking straighten it back out.
All right. Salute.
Hey, cheers. Here we are.
What do you got? What are you drinking?
Piss.
That's a different podcast. We don't kink shame here. What's on the agenda today?
Today's agenda. Album covers. Album covers are the introduction to albums, an advertising point to get you to get into the album. Also, album covers are an extension of the album to fully tell the story.
It's the front page of your album.
Mm-hmm.
So picture walking into a record store, you're 14.
No pants on.
You know what? How important is the record cover now as opposed to when we were in school?
There really isn't record covers now.
Well, they all have cover art. It's just it gets displayed on Spotify or
right. Your thumbnail.
Right.
And that's the other part of the problem is that it's just a thumbnail. There's no inside. There's no opening up the gatefold. There's no opening up the inlay card. Nothing. Inlay card, for those of you that don't know, is inside a cassette tape when you open up the cover and all the little flaps that fold out.
What's a cassette tape?
Cassette tape is a mini reel-to-reel withheld in a little piece of plastic that's about 2.5 inch by 3.5 inch diameter. I just threw that out there.
That might be the right size, but I don't think diameter is the right word.
Circumference.
What's a reel-to-reel? No, it's I'd be interested in learning like who still buys physical media or music. I do, but I'll buy it in the form of a record, an album. And it's funny because bands are putting them out again, records. Well, they have been for a while because that whole thing, had a resurgence or something like that. People wanted records again.
Yeah, going back into vinyl, the warmth, the slight crackle, you just can't beat it. CD just doesn't get there.
No.
And a cassette tape, I don't know. Some of these bands are putting out cassette tapes also. And it's like, who has a cassette deck? Me, because I got one for Christmas.
I actually don't have a means to play a tape.
Yeah, I do. Well,
I
you
don't.
saw it.
I did see it,
Yeah,
but I don't think I do. And if I did, who knows if it still works?
right.
Actually, now that I think of it, I don't have a means to play a CD.
I actually, in my 2019 truck, I have a CD player in it. It came with one.
My
It's
my
buried in the center dash, but it actually has one.
my vehicle does not have a CD player.
So we're talking album covers.
Yeah. The front page of your record. So you walk into a record store, it's 1991, you're 14 or whatever. And so did you personally buy an album based on its cover and not knowing anything about the band or the music?
I actually did. There's a
And was it good? Did it end up being a good purchase?
well, I had mentioned it in a previous episode. Green Day's Dookie album is one that I 100% recall picking up because of the album cover. And not that the album cover explained the music at all. I thought the album title was on the corny side, but
It was sort of dookie-ish.
yeah, a little shitty,
Yeah.
but it still made me get it.
I bought a few albums based on its cover. A couple of them worked out, a couple of them did not. That's how I discovered Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember from the other
Was
episode you said that.
Was getting
Live After Death.
right, the live album, because the cover is good. It's real good.
I do like that. Tell you right now, spoiler, that didn't make my list.
It did not make my list either. It
Because
didn't.
we are doing top 5, bottom 5.
We always have to do the worst, the bottom 5.
We're going to jam it or can it on album covers. Clam it or
Clam
slam
it or
it.
slam it. That's... Hey, I'm looking forward to doing another year episode.
Yeah.
Because that 1987 episode was one of my most favorite ones to do. I thought it was a lot of fun. And we got to get into movies. We gotta.
See it or cut your eyes out.
Right. Coming up in future episodes, another Clam It or Slam It year. What's the
maybe
good one?
Maybe I have to go back and just, yeah, right, exactly. Clam it or slam it. Which one? Clam it may be the shitty one, and slam it be like,
yeah. Slam that. Let's slam that thing. Let's clam that thing. I don't know. Oh no! I saw this. Must have been early 2000s. I saw this album cover by this band. The band is called Suspiria. Yeah.
Oh.
And the album cover sold me, and it was I want to say like 2003, maybe 2002. I don't remember the name of the record, and I don't remember much about the music because I put it on and I really didn't like it. I thought it sucked. But maybe, I don't know, maybe if I listen to it now it'll be good. But the cover was fucking badass. It was so cool. It's like this, I'm a horror freak and things like that. And there was this girl and her fucking eyes are rolled back and it's like all white and shit. And it's like an Exorcist looking album cover. It's very cool. Still a very cool album cover. Let me pull it up on the phone. I'll show you what it looks like. Man, it's cool. But I haven't listened to the band since then because I thought it was lame. Not lame. I don't know. Maybe it's not lame. It was just like, it was that real heavy sort of death metal type stuff. So the album was called Unlimited. And
apparently it was.
Right. And it's from 2004. Yeah, do you see it? Is that not fucking badass?
Yeah, I see it. It looks like something Manson would have.
Oh, man, that's just a cool fucking... That's so cool.
I may have actually seen that. That kind of does look familiar.
Seen it in my collection?
No, just seen the album somewhere.
I'm going to have to revisit them. Maybe they're good. Maybe because,
Maybe right after I call Nikki 6, we'll get them on.
Yeah. You know what? They don't have very many monthly listeners in relation to other bands, so hey, maybe we can. Maybe they're fucking maybe if I put it on, it's awesome. Like, dude, this shit is awesome. Going forward, Tiger Tails and Suspiria.
uh,
So what's new? Let me see. You're sporting the official Flannel Tribe T-shirt.
Hang on, let me stand up. Yeah.
Wow,
Look at those tits I have.
wow, that's a sharp looking shirt.
That's a dad bod.
Right. The shirt is
No, the thing inside the shirt. The
right.
thing the shirt is containing.
The specimen you see before
Yeah.
you.
So,
I
again, for the visually impaired.
I got it too.
For the visually impaired, we have our own merch on us.
What do you think about bands that wear their own merch, like on stage?
Stupid.
Really?
I don't like it.
Are we the equivalent of that?
Not right now.
You know what I watched last night? I don't know why I stumbled across it on the YouTube.
Pornhub.
Yeah, and I was watching it with
guys.
No. On YouTube, I found a
Enough's
concert.
Enough.
No, and I was watching it with Sophia, and it was Poison at Lake Compounds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I did see that one once.
In
I did
1988.
check that out. Yep, I did see that one.
It's a little difficult to see because it's probably like, a camcorder.
Yep.
And the guy's like...
Yeah. He's got the big cannon on his shoulder.
I'm certain Brett had a Poison shirt on at one point.
Yeah, he wore a lot of their own shirts. I did notice. Yeah, I do remember. It's in a bunch of videos. He has their shirts on. But I just, like us, we're wearing it. This is our job. This is our not-for-profit job at the moment.
Wait,
so we have to wear the uniform.
But that's Brett's job.
Yeah, but that, I don't know. You want to wear something that you support somebody.
I've seen Paul Stanley wear a Kiss t-shirt. I've seen Gene Simmons wear a Kiss t-shirt. I think I've seen members of Crew wear Crew t-shirts. And, shit. Damn it, I broke the rule.
Next week on Flannel Tribe Podcast, we'll actually get into the album covers.
We had an unwritten rule. We weren't going to mention Motley Crue in one episode. I've already broken it.
Dude, I like the song Livewire.
That's nice.
I was just fucking with you to carry on the conversation. So anyway.
But what do you think of the cover of Too Fast for Love? Doesn't it have like
a Rolling Stones Sticky Fingers feel? Because it's the exact same thing, ripoff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like that album cover. Or Rolling Stones either.
Yeah, so if you look up Rolling Stones Sticky Fingers.
All right. Actually, you know what? I grabbed my phone, but I happen to be sitting at a computer, which is weird.
There you go.
I go for the phone,
The album actually had, some of them came out with an actual zipper on the pants.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That's a fake bulge. Yes, I see it. Yeah. I guess it is. If given the choice between the two, I choose the Too Fast for Love album cover. The leather, the studs there, and the cuff link, the cuff, what do you call that thing? It's got the spikes, bracelet, or whatever the fuck. Anyways, that looks cool. We're going to talk about we keep it to top 5 because between the top and bottom, that's 20 things because there's 10 for me, 10 from you. So we keep it to 5. Like any countdown. Ask me again in a week. I might choose something different.
The same. The same.
So for this one, and since it's, album covers, we decided not to do of all time. So we spanned it in our 85 to 95 window.
And it made it really difficult.
It was still difficult.
Very.
I think I had a harder time finding the ones I didn't like.
And I'm vice versa.
Yeah?
Yeah. I honestly, I have my list sitting here, and I only have 4. I know what my 5th will be.
For what?
But I only have for good, yeah.
Yeah.
And but my bottom, I blasted those kind of quick.
All right.
And they're top and bottom, just like the songs when we did in the 87 episode. They're top and bottom based off of how you feel at the
Just personal
moment.
preference.
Yeah.
I know we had any genre goes, but I feel like for me, I had to at least sort of know something about it. Like I wouldn't like I'm not skimming a list of albums that came out during that year, those years, and like, oh yeah, that one sucks, that one sucks. I feel like I kind of had to know a little bit about it back then, you know.
Right.
And then I got a little info on them.
So which are we doing? The goods or the bads? Because when we did 87, apparently we started with the bad and ended on a high note.
All right, well, let's keep that going then.
I'm going to
What do you
start with the
think?
bad.
Start with the shittiest. So your bottom, not shittiest. I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
so I want to add a disclaimer too.
Your least shitty.
Right, being on the worst list here for me, it doesn't reflect the content of the record. It's just on the solely based on the album artwork alone. Could the songs within could be amazing.
And you, as the artist, should have chose a better album cover.
Right.
Thanks.
Thank you. But that it's not a reflection of the content of the record. I just want to get that out there.
Oh, well, definitely not, especially looking at my list.
And with that, who's starting? Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So number 5, we're doing the bottom 5. Number 5 for me, and I hate to call it worst. We'll just call it the bottom 5, and that is Metallica's Black Album,
Yeah.
1991. The reason is it's just a boring album cover. Like, yeah, you can see the logo. Yeah, it's got the fucking curly little snake there for the "Don't Tread on Me" thing. It's just a black album cover. It's also weird to have that as their self-titled. I don't know. I just, did it affect? Did it hurt the record? Well, no, because it's a 16. It's certified platinum 16 times.
That's a few.
Yeah, I think worldwide. I didn't write that number down offhand, but I think I read worldwide that one album has sold 30 million copies.
Big.
So, apparently the album cover didn't hurt it at all. But
It was brown.
yeah, well, see, yeah, there are different shades of black depending on what format you got. You got the big giant CD case, I don't know. I just thought all black was kind of dumb.
All right. So,
What if you had the album? What if you had that album, but it was like black marble? You know what I mean? You saw the marble, like marble, but you still have the Metallica logo
Yep.
and the little snake and shit. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not in the band, and they sold 30 million copies. So
Thanks,
fuck what I
long
say.
friend. Right.
All right, Tom. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. So, I have Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction.
Wow.
And I have it on there because of the artwork itself. And the original cover.
Right. You're talking about the cross cover, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the cross cover, what everybody knows of it, originally the inside artwork that had the little monster, the little rape scene, so on.
Actually, don't like that either. I wouldn't like that as the album cover.
Well, I mean, I get it, but Appetite for Destruction, I think that goes with the title more. And that was done by an artist, Robert Williams, who is also he was one of the groups that produced Zip Comics in I don't know if it was the 60s or something like that. So just a little insight on the artist. And I don't know, that it just looked like that fit the album more than what it became. You have the cross and you have the 5 skull guys. Even the logo changed because it had the original yellow with the red shadowing of Guns N' Roses and Appetite for Destruction, to where the new one, they put the banner and the guns, and used the whole tattoo that Axl has, and it just was too simple. I don't really care for it. Looking at it today, I really don't care for it. The other one, there had a lot going on. The album had a lot going on. I think the other one would have been fitting, but they had to change it. So
I,
that's my
the
5.
original one, obviously, you can't have that. They wouldn't allow that on
Mm.
the cover.
Mm-mm.
But I thought that artwork worked as an inner sleeve type of artwork. It's just so busy.
Right, and it's like that's why I felt the album was too, and it matched. It really advertised the album to where the
Yeah.
other one just kind of it's very toned down compared to the
You
album.
know what's funny is what almost made my list for my bottom five is it's not on my list, but Use Your Illusion. And because the two of them are the same cover, different shades,
Yeah.
and I didn't get the artwork, but it didn't make the list because I have other ones I thought were shittier than that one. That's your number five there,
So that
GNR.
is 5.
Another huge major seller.
Big for sure.
So my number four, and you might have to put this one up on the it's going up on the screen anyway. I don't know who knows it offhand, and that is Enough's Enough, their debut record, Enough's Enough, which just features the band's logo, Enough's Enough, and a peace sign.
Mm-hmm.
It's their debut record. And it's just too plain. Too nothing going on. Nothing says, here's our debut. It just didn't look like there was a whole lot of. I think if you even remove, not that I have a problem with the peace sign, whatever. Maybe if you remove the peace sign and put just the logo on the black album cover, have it pop,
Right. Your album covers are an extension of the songs, the music, the album itself. It has to hook you, pull you in. It's like a cover of a magazine and so on.
Well, for me, that wouldn't have pulled me in. Now, the songs on it, especially Fly High Michelle, fantastic. Great song. The album cover, not a fan. And we can say I couldn't find any sales reports from that album, so I don't think it was certified. Certainly not certified 16 times platinum. I can tell you it peaked at number 74 on the charts. That might be due to its lackluster album cover.
Probably.
1989 for that one, ladies and gents, if you remember. Fly High Michelle is great. Even the new thing is a good song, too. It gets kind of, repetitive a little bit with the melody that it has. But it's still a good song.
So my number 4 is Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet.
Wow. That one almost made my list. It did. It really did.
Yeah. It's just the original, another one. The original album cover with the girl with the hardly wet shirt, couple little razor cuts in it with the Slippery When Wet on it. That definitely would have been better. I don't see anything wrong with that cover. The only thing, though, I did notice in looking at it was there was a border around the album, and then the actual Bon Jovi logo was very 80s. It gave a very like pop 80s to it.
It was 1986.
Right. But it was like it didn't that album cover almost didn't look like it would maybe even be a rock band, to where what you see today was actually a black garbage bag where they sprayed water on it, and John Bon Jovi himself wrote Slippery When Wet in the condensation. It's a little bit darker. I'm going to say a little bit more rock and roll, to where the other ones gave it too much of a fucking 80s, pinks and vibrant colors like at your typical 80s party.
I don't think I've ever seen the original cover of Slippery When Wet.
You ever seen it even online?
It's not something I would have searched. I don't know. I think that garbage bag thing Garbage Day. I think the garbage bag thing was done.
Look at me, creep.
What the fuck is that? Look at
Robo
me.
Police.
Robot police. Fucking generic off-brand RoboCop. Robot police.
Step out of the car, young man. Still didn't see the movie.
Oh, shit.
So Bon Jovi, Slick and Wet.
The garbage bag thing was, I think, Mark Weiss's idea. And if you ever notice, if you ever look at pictures of bands and shit, you'll notice the photograph was usually taken by Neil Zlozauer or Mark Weiss.
Yep.
They took all the fucking pictures. So that album cover, I think, was Mark Weiss's idea. And it was probably done last minute. The record label was probably like, hey, listen, we can't have tits. So what are we going to do? So that was your number 4. So now we're going to go to my number 3. This has to be mentioned because this album cover really sucks. It's just a fucking stupid. I mean, I have a picture of it on my phone here because when I was choosing which album covers I don't like, this was up there. It's really, who knows about this album? Crosby, Stills, and Nash. The album
is between 85 and 95.
Yeah. See, and the album's called "Live It Up," and it'll pop up on your screen. And take a look at this fucking thing. It came out in 1990. I've got no certifications for this. No chart. So it didn't chart. It wasn't certified, so it didn't even go gold. It does have, obviously, the name Crosby, Stills, and Nash, so it's got David Crosby and Johnny Stills and Franklin Nash, whoever. They're the fucking hot dogs on a stick, and they're in space. It's the dumbest shit you've ever... Like, this is really fucking dumb.
What's the name of the album?
The album's called "Live It Up."
Obviously.
So they're on the moon, and there's like linemen climbing telephone poles, but the telephone poles are sticks, and on the sticks is a hot dog, and you can see the earth in the background. It's really
Live it up.
It's fucking dumb.
Live it up.
I don't know if they were trying to carry on this hippie bullshit into the 90s or what they were doing with this. I mean,
90s.
1990, yeah. Well, there's nothing happened with the album. I mean, it didn't like chart or anything. But I don't know what they were thinking with this album cover. It's really fucking bad. Like, you saw it.
Yeah, no, I did. Oh, wow.
It's fucking terrible.
Can't believe it.
I don't know any of the songs that are on it, and I really don't want to listen to it because I just don't like them, period, even when they were relevant, which was 30 years prior to this album even coming out. Or whatever, 25. You know, I don't, you know what? I don't do fucking hippies. I just don't like hippie shit. All right? Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Live It Up. What a fucking nasty, stupid-looking album cover. Hot dogs in space. I don't know. Maybe they're still tripping at that point.
Pigs in space.
Like, you know, they're still... I don't know how old they would have been. They're still, like, doing LSD and shit, and this is what they saw. Hey, let's have fucking telephone poles with hot dogs on the end. And someone was like, you know what? That's a great idea. Let's do that.
Man.
Well,
right,
that was my number 3.
Your number 3.
Yeah.
My number 3. It's going to be another Guns N' Roses.
Oh, shit.
The Spaghetti Incident.
Dude! Well, as I'm looking through album covers, of course I picked like bands that I know and shit, and I'm like, you know, what's going to make my list? And that almost made the cut. I happen to like spaghetti though, so I didn't include it.
I didn't like it because it just it was like, what is this? And I remember going into the music store
It's spaghetti. I thought it was guts at first.
and seeing it and going, oh wow, wait a minute, because this just appeared. It wasn't being announced. It wasn't like reading it in magazines or Hit Parade or like, oh hey, we're doing this. It was just blam. It was there.
It's an album of covers, though. You know.
Right. So these songs are recorded while they were recording Use Your Illusions. Apparently, somewhere along the way, Use Your Illusions, they were looking to make it a 3 or 4 album. And these songs were maybe potentially going to be on there. The record label was on them. You guys we need something, so they hurry up and shit this up. So, what is the spaghetti incident? Spaghetti was Steven Adler's little name for his stash of drugs, and something went on during some sort of lawsuit.
Is that right?
Yeah, and something went on with some lawsuit, and the lawyer asks them, so tell me about the spaghetti incident. And the band thought it was funny, and there's the album.
Kind of is funny.
But I just looking at like, wait a minute. We're waiting for the Illusion albums. This thing comes out of nowhere. It's got spaghetti all over the fucking cover. And I'm going, oh my God, this thing looks so stupid. But it's Guns N' Roses. I'm going to buy it and see what's going on.
No, this came out before. This came out after Illusions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
But still.
Man, you remember, like, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, and they just had single after single after single from those albums. And they were riding high. They were top of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys. And then it was just like, you know,
yep.
Go on. Since I Don't Have You, I think was a minor hit. They had the Charles Manson song on there. There's one, I think Duff sings one that's actually kind of punky and pretty good. I don't remember much about anything else on the record.
Down on the Farm.
They do
really
Hair of the Dog.
Hair of the That's one song I fucking hate.
I don't hate it, but I don't really.
It just, you know what the lyrics are?
Now you're messing with the son of a bitch.
That's it.
Yeah.
Name another line in that song.
Son of a bitch.
That's it. That's it. That's all the song is. Never says the title of the song. That's all it is. And I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. And then they do it over. But, no, Down on the Farm is really cool. And there's another song. I forgot what it is. And I think it's a Hanoi Rocks cover. And Michael Monroe sings on it. There's a few good ones. But again, they're all covers. So, yeah, that's my number.
I think I remember, of course, it's been a long time since I looked at that album. In the liner notes, I think it was Axl. He wrote something that was pretty cool. Something about like a great song can be found anywhere. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'd have to dig the CD out again, but I think
it's a pretty cool quote. It's basically saying like, expand your musical horizons. Like listen to shit you might not normally listen to, and you'll.
Oh, actually, they were almost going to name that album Pension Fund because they wanted to turn their listeners on to other music that should be in the spotlight. That was part of the intention on that album also. So they were almost going to call it Pension Fund because then those bands would receive the royalties.
How that album performed, do you know?
I don't know. I don't look at those things.
Why not? I'm always interested in that.
Yeah, I'm actually not.
Really?
It's like that, RoboCop, don't care.
Nah, you care about RoboCop. You just don't know. You just don't. You don't. No, it's a platinum record. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, platinum.
Yeah, 1 million copies in the U.S. It's a platinum record, and it's peaked at number 4. Wow. Probably because of Illusions. I don't think that
the fans didn't get enough of Guns N' Roses. That's why.
Well,
so they probably ran out and bought it. Just oh my
God! They probably thought, hey, here's the new Guns N' Roses album. Let's buy it. Look at your game, girl. Uh, Since I Don't Have You, that was a good song.
Yeah, it was.
I actually like it better than the original. We
Actually,
should do an
yes.
episode where it's like a
I've thought
cover.
it. Stop.
What?
Actually, I think that's in my list that I sent you.
Well, I got an idea. We should do an episode that's the covers are better than the original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not in your list.
I swear it was.
I can confirm it or not. I got your list right here. Motherfucker. You got cover songs. Good, bad.
Right. Wait, that's what I meant, though. Yeah, good or bad. Their version or the original. That's what I meant.
Well, that's not what it says. It says if it's a good version of it or no.
Right.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Fuck this.
All right, so
Next.
my number 2.
No, that was your number. What? No, that was your number 3.
I know. So now my number 2.
When do I do my number 2?
I don't know. Neither one of us did our 2s.
Right, I'm doing 2. You just did Spaghetti Incident.
Yes, I know. Your turn.
God damn. Shit.
Damn it.
My number 2. Ready? This album cover sucks. Doesn't suck. It's just
Kiss,
you know what?
Animalize.
No, I dig that. I know people have a problem with that album. You know, I like the animal print. I don't know. Whatever. That doesn't fit within the timeline. That came out in '84.
Just missed.
And we are bottom 5, so not top 5. That would obviously end up in my top 5. My number 2, Bush, 16 Stone. What is it? What is that picture? What is that supposed to be?
I've had that idea also. But I also say that every time I see that photo, that album cover, I'm like, it almost looks like a headlight, but it's like numbers or letters.
It's numbers.
I don't know.
It's binary code. It's a bunch of zeros and ones. It looks like it's on an old time screen.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
And if you hold it at a distance, I'm like, is that a microphone? Like a close up of? But when you pull it in, it's zeros and ones on an old screen. What is it? What does that mean? 16 Stone.
I honestly, none of the Bush lyrics even make sense. I think Gavin just writes lines.
Well, here's the thing about here's what I think about Bush, and
should be shaved.
Well, I'm not talking about the unshaven. I'm talking about. Well, first of all, he's English, so they use the word stone as a weight measurement, which is a stone is 14 pounds. So if you had 16 stone, you have maybe a person 224 pounds.
Or maybe that's how much the whole band weighs.
There's 4 people in that band, 4 or 5.
They're all like
tiny ass people
each.
So I don't know if that's what it is. Again, did it hurt the album? No, that's a 6-time platinum album, and it peaked at number 4. It's got some hits, but I think now Bush, being from England, jumping on the grunge train, that was when you can tell that these things were. It was getting out of what it initially started as. You know what I mean?
I think the ship was pulling away from the dock, and Bush just jumped on, and they saved themselves from falling into the water.
Well, chicks liked Gavin Rossdale, and
I'm going to say this right now that I just saw something the other night. I had Bush on, and it's very recent. That dude's fucking arms. Holy shit.
What does that mean?
I got to go to the gym.
He's got skinny arms, or...
Oh no, dude's jacked.
Well,
and I was like, holy shit.
Are you saying he's an attractive man?
He needs to always have a guitar, because him singing without a guitar, he's weird looking, awkward looking. Him just singing with a mic is odd, but him with a guitar, that's better. Though he's like really too tall for the guitar, but he's better with it.
All right. He was too. It was supposed to be the not anti-star, the anti-star. He was too, he was too pretty for that shit. I thought. You could just tell this just started to take on another life. The whole grunge thing, what it meant and what it was evolving into, was different. As glam metal did the same thing. Anyways, but that album cover sucks. The album sold very well, though. Congratulations, Bush. And I actually digged it. I like the shit. I like a lot of this.
It's good, for sure.
Yeah. So, nothing against the music. I think it's good. But the cover, if anyone knows what that is, let me know. It's a screen. It's got binary code. What's the code say? Anyone just decipher it? I don't know. Your number 2 is?
Brittany Fox. The album is their sophomore effort, Boys in Heat. Barry E. Jackson is the artist, and he's done multiple things.
I don't know this one.
He probably won't. There are a handful of good songs on it. But Barry E. Jackson has done some art stuff along the lines of Horton Hears a Who, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Sausage Party, and he's actually been involved in the art of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh.
But this album cover, it's cartoony caricature drawing of the band, almost like you're laying on the ground in the middle of the city streets looking up at the band and they're standing over you. It's like Garbage Pail Kidsy. It just like, what does this have to do with Boys in Heat, and why is it cartoony? Why couldn't it be different? It just really is like...
I see it. Yeah? I pulled it up.
Nah. But if you search Barry Jackson's art, some of it you can see the similarities. But I just really, looking at the cover, I'm like, this is... Come on, man. You know? After they have their own photos on the self-titled debut album, now we have this caricature of them.
I got to get a close look at this. You know what? It does kind of look like Garbage Pail Kids.
Yes.
Well, I'll say the art itself it's pretty good. It's pretty well done.
Yes.
Maybe like he came up and was like, "Hey guys, I dig the band, I did this picture of you guys." And they're like, "Oh, thanks, man," and they put it on their wall. I'm a fan of the band. Somebody had to say, "Let's make it an album cover," and I don't know about that. The art is pretty good, though.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, how are you selling a rock record with that as your cover?
It's corny.
Right, very. So, number
Bullshit.
2.
I actually don't know anything about that record either. I don't know. Is it worth listening to?
They actually have Hair of the Dog on that album, too.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Why do people want to
the
cover
other
that?
14 songs on the album, there's some decent ones.
Speaking about Nazareth, why do people cover Hair of the Dog and no one covers Love Hurts?
Who can sing that?
That's a good point.
Don't mess with that song. That song's really good.
That's it's a badass song.
Honestly, when I found out about that song, because I would hear it from time to time, and when I actually found out when it was recorded, I'm like,
in the
what?
70s.
Yeah, it was like 76 or 78. And I'm going, yeah, I had
But you thought it was like 80s or something?
Yeah, I thought it was at least early. Yes. Really
70s, yeah. And I love that song. I love the way that dude sings that song.
Right.
It's just
That's why it's like nobody should do it over.
You could do it to pay tribute. Just, give it a chance. Give it a try. It doesn't mean it's going to be the version to go to.
No, for sure.
But yeah, that's man, I love that song. Well, here's my number 1 for just the stupidest looking album cover. Is fucking Pablo Honey, Radiohead, 1993.
And I think that's their best album.
Yeah,
Radiohead.
probably is.
And everything after that, I think it's dog shit.
I got no problem with the music on the record, but the cover with the flower, with the fucking baby, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
What the fuck is that? What? It's white and yellow.
Actually, I also thought it was kind of funny is the R, right, on that album.
The letter R?
Yeah, is there a circle around it or something? Is it on the actual cover? Maybe it was on the
Yes.
CD. It's
Yeah. No,
right.
it is. Yep.
All right. And then if you pull up the Ricky Lake logo, um,
Why would I
from
pull up the
back in the
Ricky Lake
day
logo?
when Ricky Lake was on TV, I think she actually had a circle around the R, and it was almost the exact same thing.
The cover sucks. Creep is cool. So about that one, it is a platinum record, one time platinum. You
That
can
whole album, honestly, I think from beginning to end is really good. I'm gonna say like alternative, yeah, kind of grunge, but alternative album, very good. After that, then they did the Bends, I believe was the next album, and it was all right. And then after that, they did OK Computer and blah blah blah, and they just lost all of what that first album was.
when they play, they fucking pack places.
Well,
I,
yeah, and of course,
they dig them over there overseas. They like music a lot more than Americans do
yeah.
overseas. So good album, shitty cover. Radiohead. You know what I mean?
Mm. My number one, Pretty Boy Floyd, Leather Boys with Electric Toys. Really good album, really good, sleazy. Their cover, it's a painting of the band standing on top of a city, and it just like why wasn't it like actually them? They couldn't do better. It was a painting of them or a drawing, whatever it is. I think it's a real shitty cover.
Oh, I see it. I pulled it up. Oh, you know what? That made your number one.
Yeah, I just always looked at it like, dude, is that even what they look like? Because I think there was a picture inside of it. I haven't seen the cassette tape in a long time, but
I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
really?
I kind of dig that one. It's corn. It's like yeah. I kind of dig it. I like it. I don't think I would have put it in my number one spot.
Yeah, I just always hated it
Yeah.
since the day I got it.
All right. Well, fuck them.
But the songs are good. They do "Toast of the Town."
The Motley Crue song.
Yep, covers on that album.
Can't escape it. So
Whoops.
now we get to the
Flannel tripod.
right. We get we get to the top shit, the best of the best, in our opinion or my opinion or whatever. Which is not really. Here's five I like.
It's top album covers of the moment.
Right, it's our favorite album covers of this day of January 2025. Well, we kept the 85 to 95 window, so I'll start it. I'll kick it off. Favorite, not best. We'll say favorite. We started with 1988's "Open Up and Say Ah." Poison. I'm talking about the OG album cover, not the censored version. Why? Because it's fucking cool. You see that shit? The chick, she's got a fucking, she's just, her hair's all, she's got the fucking makeup on I don't know what, it's like a tiger? I don't know what it is.
Tiger, something. Yeah.
So the chick's name is Bambi, come to find out. The model.
No shit.
I don't know if that's a real name or not.
On a certificate, I'm sure. I've seen it like that before.
So the chick on the front, as you saw, tongue out,
Sure.
open up and say, ah, the record company was like, no. And I think what actually happened was Walmart was like, we're not putting that album out. I don't understand why. It's not like tits. It's just a tongue.
It's not licking holes.
Yeah. So I don't understand. So they edited it to have just her eyeballs. And that's what we saw for years. You couldn't find
Don't you hate saying the word edited?
edited. Yeah, because it sounds like it's not even like you're an idiot.
Right, you're saying it wrong. Yeah, and you have to stop and say edited.
Edited.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Stupid. All right,
That's
so
why we go with the original version, because saying edited is too hard. So how did that
Uh,
how did that album perform? Peaked at number 2, 5 times platinum. Boom. Probably because of
that's
Every Rose.
yeah.
Poison was doing good at that time, 1988. They were,
Sugar Ray and Brett Michaels, uh, they're coming through.
you know what? Yeah, I heard that. I heard it from Brett Michaels' Party Gras.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's what he calls it.
That's it.
Fuck, I'd go. I'd go see him.
So my number 5 is actually Poison,
Oh shit!
but it's Look What the Cat Dragged In.
Look what the cat dragged in. Almost made my bottom 5.
But
But
it did because
because as a child you thought they were hot, and then come to find out you're like, oh, they got dicks, which really didn't change anything for him.
it's like, hi. No, it was just what really probably, not probably, what really did it was the actual Poison logo. I was so into that logo, and I used to draw that a lot.
Yeah, I remember.
And the color that it was in, and then looking at the album cover and looking at them, just kind of going, who are they? After seeing the video, because that's where I first heard or seen them, was the video. They didn't look like that on the album cover.
No,
the album cover is over the top.
Yeah, they really did it up for the album cover. And
Right.
I was actually pulling up some pictures last night as I'm looking at the concert that I saw from Lake Compounds, because CC had his hair in a certain way that I never saw him wear it, and it was almost like a mohawk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? So, and it pulled up a whole bunch of pictures of them, and I'm like, some pictures they just fucking, I mean, they must have had, makeup and hair people, because
Yes, and you know who it was? Bobby Doll. Bobby Doll is a licensed cosmetologist, I found out a long time ago.
he must have been in his 20s.
I found out a long time ago, yeah. So he went to
did their
school
hair?
for it and stuff. I think he did it. But yeah, he was a licensed cosmetologist.
Bobby Doll.
Yeah, like myself. But
Are you a licensed cosmetologist?
yeah, I'm
Listen,
actually licensed as a cosmetologist.
It's no coincidence that I have this ready to go, but
Actually, listening to that Stephen Piercy book, there was
I gotta listen to this or something.
Dude,
because you
this
brought
book
it up
was
like
really
fucking 15 times.
there's some little story in there about Bobby Doll. So Stephen Piercy is out with Bobby Doll, and something goes on, and Bobby Doll like goes back to his car, fucking pulls out like this long pipe, to where Piercy describes it as like the old vacuum cleaners that had, the tube was like the metal tube with the little
Right.
click ends.
Like the extension? Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby Doll pulls it out of his fucking car and beat the fuck out of a guy because of something that went on. And I'm going, Bobby Doll, the cosmetologist, pulls out a vacuum cleaner extension and beat this fucking guy with it?
So somebody was like, hey, man, you know that guy from Poison? Oh, my God, did he kick my ass?
Dude, there was something, and I was just like, whoa, no shit. So that was a really cool Bobby Doll story.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is my number 5 of, album covers that I really am into at the moment.
Our number 5s were both Poison.
Yeah. So we're doing a jam it or can it, or clam it or slam it. So I'm slamming that one.
Clam is bad?
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. We'll just set it up as Clam is bad. So, man, coming up soon, because I had so much fun with 87, we're going to do something else. And eventually we're going to run out of. I was listening to
Fuck it or suck it.
Listen, I'm a big Elder Scrolls fan, and I was listening to an Elder Scrolls podcast called Tales of Tamriel. There you go, a free plug. They're on episode it was like 377 or something. That's a lot of episodes. This one
Yeah.
episode I'm listening to is like 2.5 hours long.
At this rate, we're going to be there.
Anyway, so I'm saying eventually we're going to run out of years because there's only 10 between our 85-95 range.
Well, I think as this evolves, I think we're going to have to start incorporating more years.
I'm all for it because I like music of every fucking genre
Right.
and decade, most decades. You know what? I'm not a big fan of this. Some shit in the '60s. I'm just really not a fan of it.
Well, we're not there right now. We're
Right.
doing this one.
My number 4 of favorite album covers does not come from the '60s. It comes from 1989. It is, and I don't think you're familiar with it, is The Years of Decay from Overkill. Do you
No.
know? I think the only thing you might know from that is the song Elimination. I
Ah, man, the title sounds kind of familiar. I
that
may have heard it.
that was the single from the record. Elimination, elimination.
I can't take the singer. I just can't.
Blitz or something. His name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one of those voices where you're either gonna like it or not.
Yeah, hate it or despise it.
Where you're either gonna clam it or slam it.
Yeah, it's gonna claim it.
But aside from that, the cover, it's like it. I don't. Is it a stage? Is it a? It looks like a painted or drawn type of artwork of a stage or some sort of monument with their skull logo in it. With it really taps into my sort of horror love and like it looks like B horror. It looks or comic horror or something. It's just really cool looking. I mean, you saw it on the screen. It's real anything that's like fantasy. I just love that. I really love that shit, and that album cover really taps into that. And even if you don't like, because that's kind of man, I actually listened to that record not that long ago. There's like one song has like slap bass in it, and it's just like it's weird.
That sounds. That does sound weird.
But yeah, there's like one little fill, and then like in the and the bass player is like, I'm like, what the fuck was that? Because it is thrash. It's like thrash metal, you know. I mean, it's good. The music is good, but then he does this bap 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 bap. I'm just like, what is that? What happened? So it's like almost like Infectious Grooves or something, you know. Good.
Oh,
it's a
boy.
good album though.
Yeah.
The Years of Decay, Overkill. That's my number 4. All right, biatch.
All right, my number 4. I'm gonna go with, and it's such a simple cover.
All right.
Cinderella, Long Cold Winter.
Yeah, that's the white one.
Yeah. It's all white. It has Cinderella, their purple logo, and then Long Cold Winter at the bottom. And it's funny because
In cursive.
yeah,
For those that don't know, cursive was a form of writing where all the letters joined together to make it like flow. Long, cold winter. It's pretty.
yeah.
It's all white. I mean, that's really relevant to the title.
And it is, and it with looking at that cover, yes, it's all white. You get the snow, and I mean they had the purple logo from back on Night Songs, but they carry it over in purple, and it's almost like the evening sky of or the sunset where it's like purple during the winter and stuff. So a very simple album cover says a lot. And half the songs are not winter related, but I just thought that cover was.
You mean half the songs are winter related?
They're not.
No, you said half aren't. That means the other half are.
Most of the songs are not winter related except for the title track.
It's got that album has Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone, right? What else did it have?
But
Gypsy
it also
Road?
had Gypsy Road.
Which, man, do I love Gypsy Road. What a fun song that is.
Long Last Mile.
Bad Seamstress Blues, coming apart at the seams. Get
Yeah.
it? Bad
Yeah.
Seamstress Blues.
Yeah.
Uh,
Coming home.
Coming up. Yeah, that thing has more hits than
Yeah,
fucking Night
there's a
Songs.
lot of songs on there. So it's just a very simple cover. But yeah, so that is my numerato force.
How'd that album perform? Triple platinum, certified, 1988. Great, that's a great man. That's good. I'm gonna put that album on. I think when we're done. My number three. I really tap into the horror stuff because you know what? It's just what I love. Horror, sci-fi. I'm geeky in that way.
Michael Jackson's Bad.
Right. If you pan up from the Too Fast for Love album cover, it's actually Michael Jackson. No, it's No Prayer for the Dying, Iron Maiden, Eddie busting out of the fucking grave, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and he's grabbing the original cover. He's grabbing a dude by the neck as he's busting out of the grave. It's supposed to be a grave digger.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie busts out of the grave, grabs the dude by the neck. As of the 1998 re-release, they removed the guy, and it's just Eddie busting out of the grave. The guy who was removed was a likeness and a painting of, get this guy's name. This is his real name.
Atticus Fracken guy.
No, Rod Smallwood, who is the manager of Iron Maiden.
Imagine looking that guy up in the phone book. Smallwood Rod.
Rod Smallwood, Mr. Smallwood. He, it was because of him. He's like, oh, they're going to re-release No Prayer for the Dying, 1998. He's like, can you take me off the album cover? And that's why it's shown. If you pull it up on Spotify, there's no person in there. It's just Eddie. That's because of Rod Smallwood. He did not. Why would you not want to be on the album cover? I don't get it. I'd love to be fucking grabbed by Eddie of Iron Maiden. I'm on the album cover forever.
Right in the grundle.
Anywhere. I don't know. Imagine that. And then he's like, take me off the album. What?
Fuck off.
I'll tell you what. Iron Maiden people, Bruce, or whoever happens to be listening, if you want to draw me and put me on the cover of No Prayer for the Dying wait, that album came out in 1990, so I don't know, in 5 years you can do the 40th anniversary. Put me on it. I'll do it. And you can re-release it with a person. Put me. That's my idea. And you can have the Flannel Tribe logo on. You can have the Flannel Tribe logo on my shirt.
Yeah.
Choked out by Eddie.
There you go.
God damn, that's awesome. Rod Smallwood, what are you thinking? No Prayer for the Dying. Number 3. All right, T-Bone. What's your number 3?
This is too funny. So my number 3 is Iron Maiden.
What?
Somewhere in Time.
Wow, that's a good one. No doubt about that.
Somewhere in Time. What is it? Derek Riggs. He is the artist for most of the Eddie covers. In that album cover, my cousin had that poster on his wall, so it only showed so much. But the full gatefold of that album cover, the artist put in all sorts of little Easter eggs related to all previous Iron Maiden albums and Iron Maiden itself. I had seen some over the years, but when I was looking the album cover up again, there's like 30 some odd little Easter eggs in the entire album cover, to where it's like clubs they played, or Acacia Road, Eddie Lives, and the poster that's on the wall shows Eddie from the original Iron Maiden album. So there's all sorts of little stuff in there, and I always like looking at art like that. So yeah, that one is my number 3. Somewhere in Time, Iron Maiden. I think that was 85. I
I
can't
don't have it.
remember.
I don't
Yeah,
have it. I don't have it up.
I don't know. So yeah,
But
that's what we got.
that's a good album too. Like the music is good. All right, number 2. Again, tapping into the horror. Very simple album cover, but a really cool artwork.
Michael Jackson's Bad.
So it'll be there someday. Nope. Similar though, same type of concept. Uh, is Them by King Diamond, which is just a house. That, all I don't know if you know all King Diamond's records. They're all concept albums. They all tell a story. All the songs are linked in one way. This one is about the house and what happened or goes on. It's just like a haunted house. Cool colors. I mean, you just saw it on the screen there.
It was like,
Right. It's the album itself is very good. Now, King Diamond doesn't really he's not a platinum artist, but he's one of those things where you hate it or you love it. It's got a unique style of singing,
hated it.
right? I actually, you know what? I hated it too. I didn't really I didn't really latch on to him until much later. And now I think I really like him. I think he's good. I love the stories. He's good. But that album cover is great. It's a good one. Haunted House. How do you fucking beat a haunted house? I almost put that in the top spot.
Yeah.
You know?
Can't wait for your top spot.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to lose my shit if it's the same as mine.
Is it
Number,
Animalize?
obviously. I put that in my top 1 and 2
Right.
because it's so good. My number 2 is Guns N' Roses. Lies.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right.
The whole newspaper tabloid thing. And when you opened it up on the inside of the cover, it had the Live Like a Suicide front and back cover.
Which was their
Debut
for
EP,
people that may not
yeah.
people that may not know. Yeah.
For the visually impaired, that was their first EP. In
Right.
case you couldn't hear me say that.
What was it?
It was their first EP.
With like Mama Kin.
Yep, Mamakin, Nice Boys, Move to the City, Reckless Life.
Nice Boys Don't Play Rock and Roll.
Yep, by the Dead Boys.
Man, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that in a while. That's another good album too. Well, Patience was huge.
Hey, fuckers! Suck on Guns and fucking Roses! And then it goes into Reckless Life.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, that's Slash, I believe.
Oh, huh. How about that?
There's actually 2 versions of that cover. The first version that came out, there was a couple things that changed on there. So when you open it up, there's the inlay card comes out, and there's this model on there, and she's naked, and she's got a black bar blocking her nipples. The original one, I guess, didn't have the bar. And then also there was like 2 different lines that got changed, and I forgot, I can't think of it off the top of my head. It was like one said like wife beating has been around for 10,000 years, and that got changed to something else. And then there was another one that said, ladies, welcome to the dark ages. That line got changed to elephant gives birth to a midget.
All right.
So,
Well, it's supposed to be like tabloids, right?
yeah, exactly. But it was cool because there's a lot of little things to read in there and stuff. And I just really thought it was a very cool cover. A little bit better than the spaghetti incident.
Yeah.
A little more involved.
A little more interactive.
Yeah. So that's number 2.
All right. My number 1 taps into a good majority of my geekdom.
Okay, so we already know you didn't have mine. Pet Shop Boys.
Nope. You got sci-fi, you got horror, you got Rust in Peace, Megadeth.
Oh, all right.
All right?
And I had thought of that
All
one.
right?
I had thought of that one a little bit. You got Gorbachev,
You got Vic Rattlehead, you got An Alien Autopsy, you got People All Around.
Bush.
Right. It's representative of the time. It's good.
Persian Gulf War was going on.
It's good art. Well, you know what? I always dig when bands have a mascot. I always thought that's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Like Vic Rattlehead, Eddie. Who else has it? Anthrax has the Knot Man, the little Italian-looking guy. Not.
Dangerous Toys had the clown for
Right.
a little bit. Yep.
Right. How many other bands have mascot? Oh, didn't AC/DC have?
Yeah. Angus Young. He's on all the covers. Almost.
Man, when I see him play guitar, I can't think of anything other than how giant that SG looks on him.
Because
And
he's fucking 3'11".
I know, and how tiny he must be.
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking somebody playing
Those
like a
guitars
Gretsch.
are ugly anyway, but jeez. I just don't like those guitars.
Fuck them. Fuck SGs.
All
Rust in
right.
Peace, man, and the album's fucking killer. Killer.
Definitely.
Put it on. Like the whole album is good.
But
But not just that. I mean, like, dude, Dawn Patrol, it's so simple. That doo-doo-doo. But the bass is just, man, it's just good. What a fucking album. Anyways, that's a platinum selling record. Peaked at number 23.
Songs.
Peaked at number 23. I think that's the first probably big taste of success I think Megadeth had.
Polaris.
Right.
Lucretia.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's a very, very good. Tornado of Souls.
Put that one on.
Very good album.
Thanks, Dave.
So, this is kind of funny.
Because you had Rest in Peace?
No, this album is somewhat iconic.
All right.
Big, huge, large,
Made an impact.
made an impact. 8 songs, one's an instrumental.
Huh. Oh, wait. Okay.
Third album,
All right. I know it.
we're going for Michael Jackson's Bad.
Damn it. I knew it.
No.
One's an instrumental.
Dun, 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 dun. We're talking Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool cover. I always kind of thought it was a cool cover, but then looking at it one more time recently, one thing I never even noticed. So you have all the crosses that are like at Arlington Cemetery for all the soldiers.
Did you? What did you not notice? Because I want to know if I noticed it before.
I know the helmet and I know the dog tags.
Yeah.
The Metallica logo is granite.
No, never noticed
I
it.
never ever knew it. I always thought it was white. But
Yeah,
if you
I thought it was like a white
pull up-
block.
It's not. If you pull up a good photo, it's fucking granite to go with the crosses. Zoom in on that bastard. It's granite. So that and the way the Metallica logo is
You know why?
angled.
Because my only copy of that was a cassette version.
Same. Right.
So
That
I
detail
doubt,
wasn't there.
yeah, and maybe on a 12x12 record you could tell.
Right. So that logo, the way it's, it's angled, first off, to show the depth and the dimension of that. I always thought on Kill 'Em All and on, sorry, not Kill 'Em All, on Lightning and Puppets, the way that logo is angled and showing the thickness of it showed how heavy they were. That logo really presents the heaviness of them.
I do have a high def.
It's a very light granite. You can see some of the gray like swirl in it,
Oh
or
yeah, it looks like
bluish
marble. It looks like marble. Is it
marble.
marble?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, so that thing is made of stone. It's even heavier, you know, than a regular plain white logo. That was I just noticed that a couple days ago.
You know, yeah, and looking at it without zooming in, it looks like it's white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, again, never noticed.
So that to go along with the cross gravestones,
Right, looks almost like a mausoleum or something. Yeah,
right?
yeah, like
The
a
other thing is, which again, I've noticed the helmet and the dog tags. So
the
it
hands.
really, yeah, and the hands, like the blood red hands and the puppet strings going to all the deceased soldiers. The other thing, which I found myself, is all the grass is really high.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody's taking care of it. Nobody cares. So that really reflects disposable heroes.
I was going to say disposable heroes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that when I looked at it again after seeing that it was like granite or marble or whatever, then I saw, holy shit, the grass is high. Like nobody's manicuring it. Nobody cares.
That
That fucking cover is really, it's deeper than I thought.
it's a
And I
good.
only just found that.
Yeah, it's a good, solid representation of the music inside,
Yeah.
which it's basically does the job of what a cover art. That's a good note to end on. I didn't. I thought about putting it in there. Really, I'm like, maybe I should have a Metallica album. Like I was gonna go with Ride the Lightning or Puppets because, I don't know. I just figured their cover art is not strong. But now that you mentioned Puppets, it's a strong.
It became cooler than I originally
Yeah,
was.
yeah. And what's I don't did you look into the history of it? Like, was it painted for them and they liked it and put it, or did they say like, "Hey, can you paint us a
No,
picture?"
no, I didn't. I didn't really get into that, but just seeing some of the visuals and obviously the strings and blah blah blah, and then like the blood red hands. It's like, well, the blood is on their hands, but they're the puppeteer for the soldiers that are dead.
Can
But
you imagine being 22 and writing that record?
no shit. That's the thing. That's insanity.
It's you're like put somewhere to do something, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Mm.
And it's just happened that way, and I don't think it could have happened any other way.
Right.
To write a song like that, even nowadays, bands have to tune down. They need baritone guitars. They need 7 strings. They got to play in drop C to be heavy. That shit is standard pitch. That's played with 6 strings, the guitar in standard pitch, and it's heavy as fuck.
It is.
If you're a guitar player, people spend a very long time trying to find that tone. These fucking dudes are 20 years old, 22. And they just came and they took, and if you go on social media, people talk smack about Metallica. 9 out of 10 times, if you look at who's talking shit about them, it's probably a musician.
Mm.
Because they're never going to get to that level. They put that heavier music on the map.
Oh, for sure.
And they did it all in an era when how you looked mattered. They never had support from MTV.
No,
At least not by the time
not
of Puppets.
Then.
Yeah.
Not then. And they were already big.
I know a couple of people who saw the Puppets tour opening for Ozzy. And of the people I know that saw that show, they all had the same thing to say about it. And I love Ozzy, but they say Metallica blew him right off the stage.
I'm sure. I mean, it's almost like, how do you compare? How do you put them?
It's a bad billing. It kind of is, because there wasn't like genres, like it was just seen as rock. So Metallica, Ozzy, bam, go on a tour. No, but it's a metal and a like a hard rock show.
Hmm.
You should have had something a little glammier opening up for Ozzy, especially on the Ultimate Sin tour. You know,
Right. Right.
but yeah, to write a masterpiece like the song Master Puppets at 22 together as a band, too. I mean, that's just an accomplishment. You know,
Right.
crazy.
And Orion. I
Orion
saw
too.
this. Yeah, I saw this guy do a vocal cover of it on online.
How do you sing an instrumental?
No, I just saw it. Was it today or yesterday? And it was the beginning of a quick reel, and this dude was about to attempt a vocal cover of Orion. Obviously, that was the joke. He's in there like holding the mic, and the song is starting. He's like looking at the computer, like waiting to come in.
And fucking 7 minutes later, he never comes in. That's kind of funny. Now that I think of it, I thought he was going to like sing the damn music.
No. But yeah, I mean that whole thing, Leper Messiah, dude. That one's tuned down though. That's what, a half step.
If you notice, Metallica has one song on their record that's dropped. Nowadays, I don't know. Maybe all their songs drop. They probably play in drop D or something, or not drop D, but they probably play in D.
Yeah.
I don't know that for a fact, but they always had one song that was tuned down a whole step. Sad but True was one.
Yeah.
Leper Messiah was one. There's a couple other ones. I actually think The God That Failed is tuned down as well. But the song Master of Puppets is not. Battery is not. You know.
Battery, the story of that. The music quiz, the music test that we had to take when we were in 8th grade. 100 songs. And we had to rate them or something like that? Is that what we had to do in Swift in junior high?
Fuck
the music test. And Kiss was on it.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Yeah.
And then Battery was on it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
It was a 100-song music test that we had in music class.
Right. We had a music. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. I remember that shit. We had a music.
Like I said, I don't know. We had to rate them or something like that. I forgot what it was, but it was like 2 classes worth, I think. Because it was, you didn't hear the whole song.
No, there was a music teacher, and it was that school. It was junior high school, I think, and it was.
Of course, today it's middle school, but yeah, we went to junior high.
I don't remember what their name was. What was their? What's his name? Was
Richard Collier, Mr. Collier.
Wow. Yeah,
Richard. I'm pretty sure Richard. Yeah, Mr. Collier.
I don't. I remember the class.
Music class was like set up like a practice orchestra room.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
because. Yeah. Wow. I remember that. That I forgot all about that. And he brought up, at the time, modern things often. Yeah. And I think I really dug that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he was a fan or if he was just trying to get in with the kids, as they say.
Yeah. But it was really funny. I remember hearing somebody that already went through the grade, like when we were in 7th.
Well, this guy, this music teacher, he was cool. I do remember one class where he was doing like a compare-contrast of album covers versus songs that are inside. Like, so you'd have he did use Kiss's Destroyer album cover as an example, and then there were numerous other ones, but that's the one I remember, obviously.
Oh, Beth was on there.
Right.
Yeah, Beth. I remember that was on the music test.
Does it look like this song would be on this record, or this band would have this song, that type of shit. It was really cool. Yeah. Like his whole teaching was really cool the way he did it.
But that's the only music class I remember two classes. It was the music test, and then the other one we had to watch a West Side Story.
Oh, yeah.
I want to blow my face off.
That's the only time I think I've seen. What's wrong with the West Side Story? It's the only time I ever saw it. Didn't we also watch The Sound of Music? Because, we did. We did.
Maybe I slept. I don't know. I really don't remember it.
and West Side Story.
Yeah, that West Side Story and the 100-song music test. I remember.
That
So
was
that's
good.
how we do it. Episode 2
Hey,
of the
listen,
new year.
but this is actually our 10th episode. That's a milestone, huh? 10.
Yeah, 10.
Wow.
10 times I wasted my life.
Here's to 10 more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wow, that was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Take a look at out. You know what? It's like a dying art. You don't get to look at album covers anymore. Look at the album cover.
Nope.
What's the best thing about the tape covers you remember?
The smell.
Absolutely. Unfolding that thing and smelling the new cassette.
Smelling brand new cassette was awesome.
Nothing like it.
It was
what
like
was
it was almost smelling like a Ditto sheet coming off the Ditto maker.
Oh, I used to love
in
that.
grade
The
school.
purple.
Yep. Oh yeah, dude! Complete cancer scent in the air.
Is that what it was? I don't know.
Teacher
it smelled
just
fucking great though.
running the drum over it because she had the print.
You can get that smell sometimes on invoices.
Yeah,
but the cassette can't.
yeah, and different.
Was it the ink? What was it?
I don't know. It was like the whole package itself. So it was like different. I'm going to say different record labels had different scents. It's like a casino. I don't know.
A casino.
You walk in and they have that air going, and you open up the cassette, and it's just like it must like put you in a daze, and then you sit there. Whoops.
Puke.
You must open it up, and it puts you in a daze to like listen to the album.
Yeah, it was like
reading liner notes and everything. Who's in the band? Who produced it? And then it was join our fan club. P.O. Box 900489 Sunset Boulevard.
You want to hear something stupid? So I did that. Yeah, I did that as a kid. I took the address off the back of a Kiss record, and I wrote them
a pipe bomb,
a fan letter.
Yeah.
But because I was so young, I didn't realize that address might no longer be valid, because I know I took it from like Dress to Kill or something, which was from 1975. So I wrote them a letter and mailed it to the address on the back of the record.
This guy sent naked pictures back. I'm dressed to kill.
Well,
and you're 8.
It was just a fan letter, and I was probably 10.
Yeah.
Well, I actually still have that letter. It came returned to sender.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and I still have it somewhere.
Yeah, that's funny.
But the letter, the address written on there is from a record that was, probably 15 years old at the time.
That's too funny. Yeah, I never did any of that. I don't know why. I just never did.
Because you're a prick.
Yep.
Well,
anyway,
do it. Hit it with the socials. Listen, I haven't been keeping up. We were on Christmas break.
Yeah, we had a huge break. Hopefully you guys liked the intros to the new year episode that came out.
Intro the new year.
Intro the new year. We enjoyed doing that.
I really like the fucking top 5, bottom 5 things. Wow, here comes the fucking fire brigade.
And watch out, the train's gonna hit it.
They're stopping on the tracks.
It's Polar Express.
Jesus Christ. See what
Jimmy
I mean?
is secondhand hood, deals out Hollywood. Got a 65 Chevy, prime of flames, trades for the powder goods.
Can't do an episode. We can't get through an episode without a callback to Motley Crue. Right.
Let me just hang on. No, Nikki Six didn't call back yet. Waiting.
Why hasn't he called?
I text him. It's still on red.
I'm gonna go see Vince at the end of the month, actually, and I will give him a message. He's at Vinny Vincent. Vince Neil
He's
is
at
at
Vinny Vincent Neil.
Vince Neil is in Mohegan Sun on the 31st with Ace Frehley.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Why is that the two of them together?
Why Sugar Ray and Mark McGrath and Brett Michaels together? Stupid.
I don't
Maybe all
know.
four of them should get together and just make it real dumb.
But anyways, I got I'll be seeing that show. I'll let you know how bad it was.
All right, good. FlannelTribePodcast.com.
That's the
website.
That's the website.
We have our merch. See my shirt. For the visually impaired, I'm stretching out my brand new Flannel Tribe Podcast t-shirt. You can get that on Amazon.
I got one too.
Or Amazon.
And you know what? They don't have to be black. I mean, we got sizes up to 6X, I think.
So if you're an elephant, you can wear one.
Now, what if somebody's plus size and you just put them down by calling them a large animal?
If you're 6+, we need to have you on the show.
With your Flannel Tribe Podcast t-shirt.
Yes, we have to see this thing.
Because I want to see the back of the shirt that big. We have tentatively named our mascot
Mr. Bones.
Bones with a Z.
Yeah, obviously.
Because why would it be an S?
Yeah.
So, if anyone has a better name for Mr. Bones or Mr. Big Bones, you can please suggest it. Also, it comes in so many colors. It doesn't have to be black. You can
Deep
get
heather gray, blue or something.
Right.
Yeah, my
army green. You can get like fucking pink.
Yeah, pink.
Somebody get a pink shirt so I can see what that looks like.
Yeah. Amalia has one of the bluish gray ones. I think I got a gray one for Ellis, and I got my wife. I forgot the color. Amalia picked it out. That's the one I got. Yeah, that was the girl shirt. The woman shirt, so it's shaped different.
Yeah, and it looks all right? I thought it did. I thought it looked nice.
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah.
It's definitely all right. So, they're all cool. Amalia wore hers to school today. Just came in. She wore hers to school. Showed it off.
And,
Ellis refuses to wear it because he doesn't.
My daughter has hers, so she'll be wearing hers to school. Except her school is a university, so she's a little bit older than.
So she's going to wear it to university because I guess that's a thing. They say, "Yeah, I'm going to university."
Right, but we don't do that here. That's more overseas.
It's odd. It's very odd.
Well, when they say, "I got to go to the hospital," they say, "Did you say hospital?" They leave out the.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm going to university. I'm going to hospital. I'm going to blowjob place.
Prom. I'm going to prom, not the prom. It's prom.
Yeah.
I'm going to hell, not the hell. It's
going
hell.
To McDonald's, not the McDonald's.
The McDonald's. Check this out on the YouTube. Check it out on the Facebook.
I'm listening to Flannel Tribe Podcast, not the Flannel Tribe Podcast.
Well, either
you can find us on Facebook, on TikTok. You can find us on X. You can find us on Instagrams.
It's not a secret. I don't really like social media, but it's a necessary evil. So, I try to update it. I like doing the stupid little artwork things of putting our faces in random shit.
A lot of episodes have that in there. It's a great fucking song.
It's a great fucking song. We got tagged. You know what? If I wasn't, I don't think it's a good idea to put the word fucking on a t-shirt. But maybe we could. Flannel Tribe. It's a great fucking song.
Yeah, just put an X there.
It's a great fucking song.
Yeah. All right. Till next time, everybody.
Take it sleazy.
Shake it easy.
Hoodie's coming soon.
Wear your hood. Stay safe.
Right.
Protection.
We're going to do PSAs now.
Make sure you
Co-
spay and neuter your dogs and cats.
cover your stump before you hump.